In LA this week, the mayor takes a whistle-stop tour to mark his first year in office. We take you there.
I'm Anna Margos. From the Crenshaw Expo line to youth and employment, Mayor Garcetti outlines an ambitious plan for the Crenshaw district. That's coming up.
Why did more than 1,500 seniors descend upon Point Furman? In San Pedro, I'm Siobhan Burton, and I've got the story coming up next.
Hello and welcome to LA This Week. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ellen Chang. It's been a year since Eric Garcetti took office as mayor of Los Angeles, and to mark the milestone, he made a whistle-stop tour on day one of year two, meeting and greeting constituents and addressing some of the progress made on his campaign promises. Gil Reyes reports.
On this whistle-stop tour of Los Angeles via LA Metro, Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti touted some of his accomplishments during his first full year in office. Many of those goals are works in progress and part of his back-to-basics budget plan.
When I look at the metrics, more people visited LA than ever. Unemployment, that was the biggest drop we've had in like 2 or 3 decades.
The mayor speaking to constituents at the Starbucks in the Crenshaw district, where he mentioned tourism in Los Angeles had its biggest year to date, with over 42 million visitors. Also under Garcetti's watch, the city experienced stronger job growth than the national average, 36,000 jobs added to the city. But as these citizens will also tell you, much more work is needed to be done. More jobs, more street repairs, more affordable housing.
We have so many issues in this community with houses and properties and places that are boarded up, that are not taken care of. A lot of them has been unattended for at least 10 to 20 years.
At another stop in Koreatown, citizens spoke to the mayor about turning more available land into park space.
If you can make that into a park, we're so lacking in green space. That would be a huge benefit and boon for the community.
And though the mayor has made progress over the past year with the LA River Restoration Project, he's always keeping his eyes and ears open for new ideas.
Okay.
There's some good stuff. If you get a drink, I toast you.
All right, thank you.
Well, thank you guys. Thanks for coming out too.
In the Crenshaw district, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Some constituents also voiced concerns about the gross receipts tax, which the mayor wants to begin phasing out in the next fiscal year. And in This Week in Tweets, the initiative LA 2050, which has a vision for what Los Angeles could look like in the not-so-distant future, hosted a Twitter party on the mayor's one-year anniversary, inviting people to chime in with what they love about LA. Here are some highlights. A Harry Sherman tweeted, "I've been in LA since 1969, and this is the most excited I've been about its future." Ciclavia, the popular cycling event, tweeted, "We love that people are embracing new ways to travel the city and explore all it has to offer." The city's own Department of Cultural Affairs tweeted, "LA's innovation and creative energy is remarkable. It transcends disciplinary and cultural boundaries like no other cities." For his part, Mayor Garcetti tweeted on his own Twitter account, "Thanks to all on my whistle-stop tour on day one, year two, Crenshaw, K-Town, Mariachi Plaza, NOHO. I believe in LA and its people more than ever." And expanding the city's Summer Night Lights program was on the list of things the mayor highlighted as part of what he accomplished in his first year in office. And as Gil Reyes reports, city leaders are aiming for further crime reductions in participating parks and rec centers in the program's 7th year.
Residents of Northeast Los Angeles have noticed the difference. Crime is down significantly around Glacel Park Recreation Center ever since this nationally praised summer program began.
110%. I wish it could be better, but I think they're doing just a very good job right now.
The anti-gang program known as Summer Night Lights returns for its 7th season. It keeps parks and rec centers open after hours with sports, face painting, and other fun activities for young people, keeping kids off the street and out of trouble.
So over the last 6 years, we started counting it. And Summer Night Lights has dramatically reduced violent crimes in every single community we have brought it to, while providing programming to over 3 million people.
A total of 32 parks and rec centers are participating this summer from San Pedro to the Valley. These are neighborhoods where youth crime is traditionally higher. But since the program, gang crime citywide has been cut by half.
To give you an idea what that means, that is hundreds of young men and women who are alive today because of programs just like this.
We are rebuilding communities, and I really am so honored to stand with this mayor who has helped pioneer this type of resource for the communities most in need.
Summer Night Lights actually began right here in Glassell Park when then Councilman Eric Garcetti launched his At the Park After Dark program. 7 years later, as mayor, Garcetti is pairing that original idea with two more. The first, his Summer of Learning program, which is offering free courses like this cooking class for online credits. The second is his Hire LA's Youth program. It's providing 10,000 summer jobs for young people. In fact, some of those jobs are being filled right here at the park to help ensure a summer of safety and success. In Glassell Park, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
We'll have more details on Summer Night Lights and where you can find a list of all 32 locations later on in Things to Do. Some say it could be the shot in the arm the Crenshaw area needs. Mayor Garcetti talks to South LA residents about a new Expo line extension, the Crenshaw corridor redevelopment, and more jobs. Anna Marcos was there.
The Crenshaw district is now on the map, the light rail map, that is, as the extension of the Crenshaw Expo line all the way to Santa Monica gets underway. This dad and his kids plan to be future riders. They already take the train every chance they get.
Me and my kid, we get on the train just to ride around anyway.
We go to downtown and then we catch the blue line to Long Beach.
Mayor Eric Garcetti talked about the rail line and other redevelopment plans at this special meeting of the Crenshaw Chamber of Commerce.
What we do here will define what sort of a city we are.
One big concern for the community, many merchants report lower sales because of problems caused by construction of the Crenshaw rail line. But Garcetti says he's looking for ways to offset those business losses.
Businesses that are blocked are unacceptable. Making sure that businesses that are displaced cannot be the legacy of a line that was going to be a bus line, but now is a rail line, is now underground in Leimert Park. But we can't devastate the community as we invest in it.
Garcetti is pushing to bring more summer jobs for young people, especially in South LA. He's creating adult jobs as well. Through his efforts, President Barack Obama has signed an initiative that makes LA a manufacturing community, bringing back jobs and pumping up to $1 billion into Southern California. And there are plans to redevelop the entire Crenshaw corridor.
We know that South LA is a gold mine for business, but we need to make sure we tell that story, that we market, and that we troubleshoot. That South LA is no longer a forgotten part of our business development strategy, but is a key component of it.
For residents who have long waited for the area's renaissance, the changes can't come soon enough. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Garcetti plans to increase job training at the city's workforce centers in several industry sectors, including manufacturing and aerospace, trade logistics, and hospitality. Downtown LA's first major hotel project in 4 years is actually 2 hotels in 1. Gil Reyes reports from these newly opened dual Marriott Inns and the impact they're expected to make in downtown.
This new 23-story Marriott hotel within walking distance from LA Live is being billed as 2 hotels in 1. On one side is a Courtyard Inn, on the other a Residence Inn. One of the main differences between both Marriott brands is the carpeting. Orange on one side, purple on the other.
Fabulous. They did a really good job with the hotel. We stayed on the residence side. Courtyard is just as beautiful. Took a walk over there. The breakfast was phenomenal.
Over 390 guest rooms. It's downtown LA's first ground-up hotel project since the Marriott and Ritz-Carlton hotels at LA Live were built in 2010. Residence Inn rooms come with full kitchens and cost about $380 a night standard. Courtyard rooms are slightly less expensive, geared towards business travelers on a budget. The hotel also brings groceries and alcohol up to your room at no charge for deliveries. Just put everything on a list supplied by the hotel and pay for items later. The hotel also boasts a pool, laundry facility, a gym, And if you believe the bloggers online, one of the most magnificent views of downtown that you will ever see. We're actually on the 23rd floor, the top floor, where you could see the 110 freeway right below us.
These hotels will employ more than 100 workers and are projected to generate more than $89 million annually each and every year in new tourism spending.
The latest addition to a new and constantly changing downtown. Near LA Live, Gil Reyes for LA This Week.
Marriott plans to build yet another hotel adjacent to its Courtyard Residence Inn Tower. Expect a groundbreaking in the spring. And part of downtown's evolution is its hotter than ever housing market. The recent Downtown Housing Showcase helped provide a forecast for what's to come in urban living. But as Anna Marcos reports, not everyone is on board.
Homeless advocates staged a protest against downtown LA's trendy development projects as the Downtown Housing Showcase got underway.
We believe that downtown should be a place for everyone of all incomes, a mixed income, a mixed race community, and the Central City Association continues to put out policies and practices and recommendations that only help the very wealthy. We want them to have in their plans things that account for the needs of low-income people in downtown.
Meanwhile, inside the Hyatt Regency, the slick housing renditions showed off the ultimate in urban living. The CCA, or Central City Association, puts on the annual showcase to highlight its latest projects and to forecast the future of the downtown housing market.
What has made this downtown come alive has been housing. We are in the midst of an unprecedented housing boom in downtown Los Angeles.
Developers now have 5,000 downtown units under construction with 14,000 more planned. They have elegant names like the Elysian, the Gia, and there's even a special development for USC students, the Lorenzo.
Back when we started this in 2000, 2001, I think I might have been the only guy developing in downtown Los Angeles at the time. The trickle of development that happened in downtown in 2000, 2001, 2002 has really now turned into a torrent.
The city's adaptive reuse ordinance in 1999 made all the difference, allowing developers to turn old abandoned commercial buildings into residential lofts.
I love urbanized cities. I'm a person who loves to walk, loves to cab or Uber.
And as the urban building trend continues, the homeless advocates on the street hope there is some room left for them in the revitalization plans. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
Organizers estimate there are more than 50,000 people living in downtown LA, but that number could increase to as many as 75,000 as new housing developments come online. From new downtown to a downtown of 130 years ago, that's how many years Little Tokyo has been in existence here in LA. And the community is celebrating with special events, including a recent stroll down memory lane, looking back at the history of Japanese Americans living and working in Los Angeles.
Right before the war, they had a florist and nursery called Toyo Florist and Nursery, and of course they lost it all, during the war.
This talk at the Central Library downtown is part of a year-long celebration of the 130th anniversary of Little Tokyo.
Let's throughout the year commemorate all the things that Little Tokyo has contributed to the history of Los Angeles and the people who have contributed to Little Tokyo.
What is now one of LA's most identifiable and popular neighborhoods all started back in 1884 with the opening of a humble restaurant, Kame, at 340 East 1st Street.
I think many people have the kind of assumption that most Asian Americans really just got off the boat a generation ago or so. So they're kind of surprised to know that there are communities that have been part of America's society and fabric for a long, long time. Chinatown goes back even further than Little Tokyo.
This talk, hosted by the Little Tokyo Historical Society, discusses the rich historic and cultural heritage of the Little Tokyo neighborhood. Black and white photos show what Little Tokyo looked like over a century ago. Women in traditional kimonos, a Japanese-American family standing in front of what looks to be a traditional Queen Anne-style home. Today, if you take a stroll downtown, there are still remnants from the Little Tokyo of yesteryear, such as this almost century-old Aoyama tree, now a City of Los Angeles historic cultural monument. To commemorate 130 years of history, Little Tokyo will be holding some more events throughout the year. The 6th annual Los Angeles Tanabata Festival, as well as the 74th annual Nisei Week Japanese Festival, both in August. They are the people who usually work behind the scenes to make City Hall and city services run smoothly. And to thank all of the city's hardworking employees, Council President Herb Wesson threw his annual appreciation luncheon. Yana Kay has all the delicious details.
Department of Sanitation employee Portia Pio DeRoda is grabbing some delicious food while chatting with her fellow employee.
Moments like this gives us the opportunity to, commingle and network with each other.
Portia is one of about 500 city employees who've come out for Council President Herb Wesson's annual appreciation lunch held at the Council District 10 office on Western Avenue.
We thought that would be a nice way to interact with some of our brothers and sisters in the city and spend some time outside of work with them.
This tender and juicy pork was a big hit, while others enjoyed handmade tacos and deep-fried turkey. And don't forget the egg-fried rice.
Oh, it was great.
What'd you have?
A little bit of everything.
Council President Wesson says the annual tradition gives him a chance to thank all the city employees for all of their hard work.
It's important for me to do this because I asked these guys to do everything, the impossible, and 9 out of 10 times they do it.
And it was definitely a full house as folks chatted, had fun, and most importantly, enjoyed the food.
Can I ask you how the food was?
Yes, you can.
How was it?
Excellent. Excellent. Every year it's been excellent every year.
It's delicious. The best.
Now they've got everything here from Korean barbecue to dumplings to mac and cheese and spaghetti and meatballs. I mean, who could resist it? Yana Kay for LA This Week.
East LA's brightest students are getting an extra boost to help reach their academic goals. The Adelante Awards now marks its 11th year, giving students that extra motivation. Anna Marcos explains.
A magic show warmed up the crowd at the Adelante Awards brunch, but there was no magic to how these students got here. Just hard work and plenty of brain power.
These are the top 2 students selected by their principal and teachers in each school in Council District 14 that show promise academically and are also involved in their community.
The Adelante Awards were started by Councilmember Jose Huizar when he was president of the LAUSD Board of Education to encourage top students and their families to achieve academic goals. Now he's continued the tradition for overachievers in his 14th district with an extra perk, a mini iPad giveaway.
So the elementary student who wins an iPad mini, Julia Serrano, Bridge Street Elementary School.
I want to be an ER physician because I like how you get to be with patients and help them out and help them get cured.
She's just going to make us proud every time she receives an award. She's received awards at her school before.
What motivated me to get good grades and go on to college was a smile on my parents' face and the awards they would put up in the living room to show off to everybody. And so I knew how important it was to recognize our young people who are doing good in our schools.
A proud moment for these 148 students and their parents. Since its creation 11 years ago, the Adelante Awards has honored close to 1,000 top achievers. Many have gone on to college and professional careers. I'm Anna Marcos for LA This Week.
74 schools in the 14th district took part in this year's Adelante Awards. It's a growing trend here in our city, taking underused parking spaces and turning them into more usable space for people. Yana Kay takes us to North Hollywood for one such transformation.
This brand new bike corral in North Hollywood in front of the Laemmle Theater on Lancashire Boulevard is making it a breeze for bikers to get around their neighborhood.
This is a terrific idea. I come to this theater a lot, and now this gives me a place to lock my bicycle without having to lock it to a parking meter and block the sidewalk.
City officials and community members officially introduced the new bike corral to the neighborhood with a ribbon-cutting ceremony.
It's a further step towards encouraging more active transportation, more pedestrian utilization, more bicycle riding in this area that has such a vibrant community.
Officials turned one parking space into a parking corral for about a dozen bicycles. The corral was made possible thanks to a partnership between the city, community advocates, and Laemmle Theater.
Personally, I'm a bike commuter, so it's very important for me not only to be able to ride somewhere safely, but to be able to lock my bike up when I arrive.
The bike corral is part of Councilmember Paul Krikorian's Upward Mobility Initiative to make North Hollywood and the surrounding area more accessible to pedestrians and cyclists. I'm Yana Kay for LA This Week.
The bike corral was installed by the Los Angeles Department of Transportation and will be maintained by the Laemmle Theater. Local fire agencies prepare for what is expected to be a tough fire season. Donation bins being called an eyesore by city leaders, and a deadly intersection finally receives a new traffic light. These stories and more in City Beat. Summer is here, and so is fire season. That's why fire officials from across Southern California, including the LA Fire Department and the U.S. Forest Agency, recently met in the LA County city of Diamond Bar to coordinate resources in the face of what is expected to be a volatile fire season.
It's particularly sobering as we stand here today with California facing one of the worst drought conditions in its history. Both of these prior tragedies occurred in areas of extreme drought, the very same conditions that California is currently experiencing.
Fire officials say cooperation between agencies is key in helping to respond to fires in a timely manner in order to contain them. You often see them in strip mall parking lots, but one councilman says these proliferating standalone charitable donation collection boxes are an eyesore.
They're a nuisance. So I absolutely support moving forward on an ordinance to regulate these.
A representative from Planet Aid, which has 700 unattended charity boxes in Los Angeles, said the company welcomes regulation, adding that the service directs 20,000 tons of clothing that would otherwise be diverted to landfills. A new community-designed park breaks ground at York Boulevard and Avenue 50. The plan to bring a park to the vacant corner lot was born through Councilmember Jose Huizar's York Vision Plan, a community-based improvement project that also brought the city's first parklet to York, along with other improvements. Once completed, the park will feature a children's play area, a picnic area, drought-resistant landscaping, a walking loop with adult fitness equipment, and more. The project is scheduled to be completed by 2015. Councilman Curran Price recently joined community members to celebrate the installation of a new traffic signal at the intersection of 42nd Place and Normandie Avenue. For years, residents in this community have been asking for a traffic light at the location. Just last September, 16-year-old Nathaniel Moda was killed by a hit-and-run driver at this very intersection. The 50-plus picnic by the sea at Point Furman brought more than 1,500 seniors out to the park to enjoy a day of fun and activities by the ocean. Siobhan Burton has the story.
When more than 27 chartered buses show up at an oceanside park in Los Angeles, surely you know it's time for a party. After a 6-year hiatus due to budget cuts, the annual 50-plus Picnic by the Sea is back in full swing, thanks to the support of a new partnership between the Department of Recreation and Parks and Humana.
Working with the city, too, has been just a fantastic opportunity for us, and we hope we can do many of these types of events.
Humana, a Medicare company, sponsored the picnic, which included a catered lunch, live entertainment, transportation to and from the event, and lots of dancing.
I was dancing at my seat, and when I started dancing, she started dancing.
The event is one of many put on by the Department of Recreation and Parks Federation of Senior Citizens Clubs, which provides activities and information dedicated to the 50 and over community.
We have 31 senior centers in the Department of Recreation and Parks. We focus on active living, activity, health, and having fun.
Well, one of the favorite parts was just to see all these seniors, so many seniors come together.
And with more than 1,500 seniors participating in the picnic, it's very likely that most walked away with not only a renewed appreciation for active living, but possibly also made a few new friends. From San Pedro, I'm Siobhan Burton for LA This Week.
In this week's list of things to do, there's never a dull moment when there's summer night lights, an LAPD golf tournament for a good cause, and a Monday night movie screening at a popular Brentwood gathering place. There's no excuse to be bored this summer. 32 of the city's recreation and parks facilities are participating in the Summer Night Lights program. meaning there are activities every Wednesday through Saturday from 7 to 11 p.m., now through August 9th. The free program includes music, arts and crafts, sports, and much more for the whole family to enjoy. The program is a public and private partnership undertaken by the Mayor's Office of Gang Reduction and Youth Development and the GRYD Foundation. Go to grydfoundation.org for details. Join the LAPD Devonshire Police Activity League supporters, or PALS for short, for their 35th Grand Golf Invitational at Porter Valley Country Club on Monday, July 21st. This year, golfers will have lots of fun on the course with a chance to win a car, lunch for a year, and more. Non-golfers can take part in the dinner and auction. Registration begins at 9 a.m., shotgun starts at 11, dinner begins at 5. The Porter Valley Country Club is located at 19216 Singing Hills Drive in Porter Ranch. All proceeds directly benefit the PALS Youth Program. Go to devonshire-pals.org for registration information. And if you live in the city's Brentwood area, Councilman Mike Bonin is helping to get the word out about the Brentwood Country Mart's Monday night summer movie screening. On Monday, July 21st, The Cat in the Hat will be showing in the North Courtyard starting at 6 p.m. The Brentwood Country Mart is located at 225 26th Street at the corner of San Vicente. Other upcoming Monday night movies include the fantastic Mr. Fox and Charlotte's Web. Go to BrentwoodCountryMart.com for information. And that's a look at some upcoming things to do. Learning about LA's water system may seem like it could be a snooze, but not if that class was taught out in nature. A 3-mile walk around the Los Angeles Reservoir. It's a great way to spend a Saturday morning enjoying the view and taking in some fresh air. It was also a way for the Los Angeles Department of Water and Power, which was leading this walk, to spread information to its customers.
Water is mostly fed out of this facility by gravity all the way across the valley floor into the Santa Monica Mountains.
I've been amazed at how complex the state of California water system is. It's just really a complicated plumbing marvel, and I just am trying to absorb more of it and understand more what the future looks like for water in the Southern California area.
This approximately 2-hour walk took participants on the walking trails around the reservoir, with a stop at the new Dr. Panjak Parekh ultraviolet disinfection facility.
So at this location, we're receiving the bulk of the water that we import into the city of Los Angeles, and it's the place where we treat the water through our Los Angeles filtration plant and now through our Panjak Parekh UV treatment plant as well. It is the largest ultraviolet plant in the nation.
If you live around here, you've seen it change over time as we've adapted to new regulations and changes that are put on us. But it's a great place. It's got a lot of history.
A lot of history, but also a lot of improvements as LADWP strives to better the quality of the water we drink and share that process with those who helped make those improvements possible, its customers. And that's going to do it for this edition. Thanks for joining us. I'm Ellen Chang. A reminder that you could catch us online at lacitybeview.org. You can also follow and like us on Facebook. We'll see you back here next week for more of LA This Week.